Okay, so I think we're doing some follow-up tattoos today. I think that's what this is. This is stuff that we've seen in some version or another. So
Right? So this says, hey guys, I'll keep this nice and short for you. Got my pits filled in with these freehand spiky boys. Artist Charlie Gates. Leicester, UK? I'm not sure how to say that. I tried. Finishing off Suit in November by Masakrov and Immortal collab. So I'll send a view of everything in a few months. That sounds like a really cool collaboration.
well, they collaborate all the time. They're brothers, but like I like Masakrov stuff more than Immortals. Not to speak any shit about anyone. I just prefer Masakrov's style more. I think it's like Immortal has more of a clean look to his stuff for some reason. Like, yeah. I don't know. It's very similar.
It's okay.
No, but most people will think they're like the same. But like,
you can tell the difference.
I can tell the difference. It has like a cleaner look to it. It's more polished almost. And some people might prefer that, but I like the kind of grimy look that Masakrov gets with things.
Right.
And yeah, they do a lot of these double teams. They did that on both Biomech Mark and I think Incro Alpha as well. I think they do that for the fact that a lot of people are traveling to see Masakrov and maybe Immortal sometimes, and it's a case of like they're similar enough that they can work on something together and deliver a faster product for people traveling. That's what my educated guess would be without speaking to either of them about it. It just seems to be believable given the scale of what they're working on. They're usually working on back pieces and shit. So, yeah. So
I really like this bodysuit. Did we see this before?
So we seen the chest cover up and the bird there, and we talked about how the bird should go. This is just a stencil there, and so then we see filled in here, and I think the freehand spiky boys are cool.
Yeah, I like them too.
The pitch black light and the fucking high contrast it's actually doing more harm than good, this photo, I think, because there's already very little light in here, and it does put a highlight on what light is here, but I would have rather seen this in natural light. So, but I'm sure it still looks cool. And I do like what he's got going on in general. Like I said when we seen this fresh, this chest here, I said that this would be more discernible when it healed.
Yep.
Remember how it was very, very dark and you could barely see the details in some places? And I was like, actually that, like, once this all calms down, the white and the little details that they did here, like with opaques or whatever, is going to show through better, not worse. And most people's natural inclination would be that this would get worse with time, but I would wager that in the way that it was done, it will actually just continue to read better. And again, when it's not this kind of high contrast black against the white wall, this whole thing, it probably looks even better.
I bet it does. I think this is a nice photo though. Like this is like I posted on my Instagram photo. This isn't a great like this is my tattoo photo.
Not really.
This is a great like this is my aesthetic photo.
You can get pretty black, but like you can't get like that pitch black. Like take a look at your arm.
Oh, I know. And my arm is really blacks on me. You guys should see my black arm in person.
A lot of people have seen your black arm at some point, but
like in person, the background, like black is not blue black on my skin tone.
Well, it's also the Pantera black has more of a gray base, though.
Yes.
So it depends on the ink that was used.
And looks real pretty.
I believe that Masakrov uses Allegory ink, so I think that has more of a matte finish as well.
I'd like to get some Allegory and see what it looks like.
I mean, we've had some here, and I don't really love it, but it is what it is. You can get a black with any black if you're a good tattooer.
Yeah, I just think that sometimes some of them look better in different skin tones. But anyways, that's just splitting hairs. Yeah, I like this. These armpits look really cool. I have a feeling you're just going to black them out.
I would have liked them to be a little bigger.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could see them just getting blacked out. Right now, they look out of balance with the other guys, like his chest and stuff. What I would personally suggest is to ditch the negative space, get back in there and fill those with like opaque and white.
Yeah, that's
because like they're just too like, it's not that they're too bright, they're almost just too distinct from the rest of his stuff, where the rest of his stuff was cover up stuff, right? And I actually like the look more. I think it looks more metallic.
Yeah.
In the chest and stuff.
Super cool though.
But like I said, this is a nitpick. I think it's cool either way. And most people don't have the balls to do their armpits, so they're really not that bad. I mean, I just had mine fully redone again. I've had them done 13 and 15 times.
I have a little bit of blackout black going into my armpit, and it's not. I mean, I don't.
He
remember.
didn't go that far up into your.
It's a little bit into my armpit, and I don't remember it being that bad.
It's not. It's fucking. It's. You know what? I've had so much terrible stuff done the last few months, even, and like the armpit doesn't even rank. Like I don't even think about it. Like it's like whatever. Who cares? We were just working around my armpits again 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
In my underarms.
For me, it's the
just like,
discomfort
whatever.
of healing it. Like, it just seems like it would be kind
They're
of awful.
goopy for a couple days, and that's it.
I hate that feeling, though.
But it's like they heal effortlessly.
Nasty.
So they're like very easy to heal.
Yeah. No, but these are super cool. I like this side better.
They just work with whatever's there, right?
Yeah, it's just because of the skin breaks.
Yeah.
I just think it works better with the skin breaks, but...
I'll like it more when it's covered in opaque. That's what I would say. And same thing for the negative space that they left out in places or are leaving out, I think is better served with opaque
No,
fill.
I would just leave it. Like, I would leave those negative spaces.
They're too bright against the rest to make it all
brightness.
tonally consistent. It would be driving me crazy.
Yeah, it would drive you crazy.
It's not like white and opaque isn't bright. It's just that it's a different bright. It's almost like having a different color.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing is ever going to look the same as negative space.
Oh, no.
Even if you have something that's brighter than negative space, because you can, it just does not look the same as negative space. Like people, when they talk about white on black, they're thinking that they can get like negative space look out of it, and you can't. Like that's not a thing. It will have a more dull look to it, but it'll still be fairly bright.
Yeah.
Right, and it'll look more kind of metallic. But anyway, this is cool, and I'm glad we got to see some more. I'm hoping it'll send me the next iteration of this.
Yeah, I would like to see it too. I'd like to see the Masakrov Immortal team up. So, all right, the next one looks like it's from Kieran. Let's see. It says, I also sent my back piece in a while ago and agreed with the comments about it being too small. So I decided to add to it and fill out the full back as well with that. Struggled with the idea on how to add to what I had because it was right in the center. So I'd be interested to see how you think we done. For reference, I've added the picture of my back piece before. As it was a while
That's
ago.
always a good idea.
Yeah, I'm happy that you did that.
Yeah, when people don't do that, it's like you wouldn't believe how many emails I have, and then sometimes it's hard to find the old one.
So this is the old one?
I was gonna say, yeah. Yeah.
I like the addition.
I think I like what's been done more than the old thing, right?
Yeah.
And like would prefer if they found a way to get rid of the lion. Right? I don't think that the lion looks like it's gonna look better when this is fully healed.
Yeah.
For this, like we would have been better served with a healed photo.
Yep.
Because all of what's here is gonna look the same as the healed lion.
I like
the gray shades that they
lion.
use.
I do think it would look pretty cool if they just blacked out that whole panel though. And just had like a
Well, they could do like a really crazy kind of geometric thing in there too.
Yeah, but I like it. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's quite nice.
Well, it looks out of place right now currently more because it's healed.
Right.
Right? Like it's like a bullseye. It looks like it's in front of the current work, right? Like this is like standing out like in front of the mask and the geometric shapes. So, I mean, once it settles, I think it'll be much better. And for what it's worth, I think this was a great way to add to it. And they kept the kind of same shapes that they have at the very top and the bottom of this. I think that's a great way to try and pull the lion into things. Same thing on the sides. You can see those geometric patterns worked up on the sides of the upper back there. I think that was a really clever thing to try and like bring balance. It was a trick though. Like this was way too small before. Like that lion face and the two geometric patterns could have been the whole back.
Right.
And you see that with the mask and two geometric patterns. You basically see the size that the lion was supposed to be in the new piece. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, you could have done the lion face as big as the mask, and then they did the same trick again with the geometric bottom and the geometric top. They just, they used the mask instead of the lion face now. So, you know what? This was meant to be one piece. Like the mask was meant to be the piece, or the lion was meant, but like for what they had to work with, I think it was pretty clever. I don't think that they're going to do a much better job with this. I think that there's potentially a little bit of room at the sides there to add some kind of a back pattern, like a dot work fade off.
Yeah, bring it to your front pieces,
or
if
like
you have any.
Just kind of fading off onto the love handle area to the sides.
And then that shoulder area.
What that will do is if you keep it soft enough, it will push the mask forward, right? Because the mask has these dark points at the bottom and along the sides. So if you're to dot, like light shading, like dot work around those and in between those, it will look like the mask is hovering in front of that. I think that would be the nice finishing touch for this. That's my only suggestion from here, but it's much better than it was. And I'm glad that our critique was helpful. I think too many times people just get butthurt. You know what I mean? Like, why? What were you expecting me to just...
There's no meanness, really. I mean, sometimes there's meanness.
Well, sometimes there's just nothing good to say.
It's not meant to be meanness,
but
though.
Even the lion and the geometric work was done very well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
just
tattoo.
Too small. So it could have been a case of, I only have this much money right now.
And sometimes, like, you don't know until you see it. Like, a lot of the times I'll place a stencil on someone and I'll be like, I think this should be bigger. And then
I always think it should be the whole thing.
Once I place the stencil, though, they usually agree. They'll be like, oh, yeah. But it's not always the case.
So.
All right. So the next one says, the title was Blackout to cover
Yeah,
burn
we've
scars.
seen this one before. It was the one with the self-harm scars.
Yeah. Also was wondering if you thought I should do something with this honeycomb pattern or just black out the whole arm. Also, your thoughts on the chest tattoos.
This guy is, I think he said he was like 19 or 20.
Oh, I think I remember that.
I think that the honeycomb pattern is, like, I've seen this idea done well, and this is not it, right? They're too small. There's too many of them. It's very distracting. If you want my opinion, I think you should probably just black them out.
I think it would be cool just to have that full arm black, to be quite honest.
And you know what? The more weird stuff that you do, the more heavy black you're going to end up with.
I'm like a big fan of heavy black, so I'm always going to lean that way.
Important to stress here is this person is incredibly young.
I know.
And we're already talking about multiple cover-ups, right? So I would say no more like little tiny guys for a little while.
Or like designate a body part.
Do your leg, maybe.
Yeah, keep one leg. And that's like your shit leg. Like that's what you got to do.
I think right now I see this arm, if it's fully black, including the hand, it looks much better.
Yeah,
go all the way up. And I think like the devil and the little piece,
yin yang.
Yeah, the yin yang, those are both gone too. Like that's, I would stop fooling around with these little things everywhere, because it's just, I know where this is going if I already see blackout. Like, and it would be one thing if someone was like, oh, well, whatever, you're just collecting little things, fine. But we've already started covering things.
Yes.
So what's the likelihood that the rest of it isn't going to get trounced as well?
Well, exactly.
So I would just say, slow it down. Maybe just call that arm a write-off, and then proceed with a little bit of caution from here on.
Yeah, like think really hard about your tattoos going forward. I have a client currently that no matter what they get from no matter who, they're either lasering it off, covering it up, or changing it in some way.
The thing is like this person likes this as like a therapy type thing.
Yes.
Right? And so when you know that about yourself, like it's probably better to try and lay out some plans that will keep you kind of in a direction that's good.
Yes.
Right? Or else you're just going to end up with a sword on your face. Like the girl that we featured quite a while back. I'm not
Right.
going to name her name, but she's gotten a lot worse off since. So,
Right. Yeah, that's what I
like,
think.
this will run you wild.
If you need a spot for like shitty little tattoos, yeah, go with one of your legs, and then like I would black out this arm and.
Well, I see things differently than what some people do, right? Like, we have an artist here at the shop that's doing the same thing right now, but she's just doing it on her one leg. Mm-hmm. Like, every time she sits down, it's like therapy.
Yeah.
Right? She's like going through it.
But I tell people all the time, like, designate one limb. This is now your junk limb. You put all of your tiny shit on this
Yeah,
limb.
the issue with that is eventually that leg is full, and then it starts kind of flowing out all over the place.
Then you pick another limb.
So, like, that's why I think, I sometimes think the best thing to do is start big projects and then kind of like work towards that. Like, take control of it rather than having it control you. Like, ride you. Like, you start riding it.
Yeah.
Because you can definitely keep that in check and you can make it work for you. So, I would just start thinking bigger and stop with all this small stuff. A lot of it's just going to end up being covered up.
Are these chest X's like tattoos?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
I think that's like my most favorite tattoo on them right now.
Yeah, sure.